want to thank everybody for being here. I know you have lots of choices out there. I really appreciate you being with us. And if you have any questions, just please speak up. I will. It's Tuesday the 13th of November. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, getting into holiday periods. If you guys have questions, please shout out. I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. And we're off and running. Okay, let's put this to mute. And Home Depot's selling out pretty hard now, down 4. Advance Auto Parts pre-market got up to 186 something. And as you see here, these are going to just kind of just fly right by. Let's look at components as 100. Vodafone has a big gap up to about $20. O'Reilly Auto Parts probably is that earnings related? I'm not sure. American Airlines reports this week. It looks pretty decent at the moment. I'm doing my best to operate. Well, I tell you what, you get used to 4 screens and you go down to 3, it's really something else. Advance Auto Parts is pulling back. Hoo-yah. Spiders look like it's rallying. So the VXX and the UVXY are probably non-players. Let's look at the UPRO for Vern. What do you think, over 46.60? Bit early, only 2 minutes into the market. I'm going to try to let it settle down just in case this is just a random buy. This 273.75 on the spiders might be a number to kind of look at. I'm long 68, 46.68, and only nibbled a little, didn't nibble a lot. This 273 looks like we're going here in the spiders. It's going to run into its first level of resistance right about here. Let's see how the spiders deal with this level right here, 274. No sell signal yet. This ought to be on a 3-minute. trying to get its second win. We're now at 934. HUYA, I don't know how you pronounce it, is up. YY is doing pretty well. And not all that great. Huya needs to go back over 20. Advanced Auto Parts we're already looking at. Home Depot's trying to come back. Let's look at U-Pro. 4680 is the high of the day. S&P's pushing. Got to get over 274. Come on. There's 10. All right. 20 cents off the table. 46.79. What's that? No, 46.81. 19 cents a share on those. I did all in, all out on that one. Okay, you're looking at TQs. Okay. Advanced Auto Parts not going to do so well. VIX, Spiders. Spiders is actually doing a bullish consolidation if it can hold there, but we're really right at the third candle just starting, so it's pulling back. And you notice what I was doing here, really I was trading off using the instrument of the U-Pro, but I was trading on the 3-minute chart of the Spiders. I wasn't really trading on the U-Pro chart. See, the U-Pro here didn't have a whole lot of chart space to look at in the pre-market, but we did have a bunch on the Spiders here. All right, let's look again and see if we've got any. Vodafone. Vodafone's gapped up here to $20. You may want to see it could do 20.50 or so. It's an ADR. Nvidia's moving up, but I don't think. C-Trip. American Airlines, AAL. I think it reports this week here. Winds recovering a little bit from the sell-off. Tesla maybe actually setting itself up for a short here, but I'm not really seeing a ton. O'Reilly, because of Advanced Auto Parts, maybe O'Reilly might have reported as well, but I don't see that on TC2000 version 12.6. So you could. Home Depot's trying to recover its crap out. Advanced Auto Parts just not going anywhere. Let's see, did O'Reilly report too? No, it didn't. It's all sympathy. Vodafone. It got as high as 2060 or so in the pre-market overnight. It reported earnings. So don't know why Vodafone wasn't on my list. Vodafone's on my list now. Look at Home Depot. UPro and the Spiders are trying to do a go pause go, really meaning that it did a wide range bar. You put both of these together, it's a wide range bar. Then it what amounts to a consolidation near the high. The problem is it needs to follow through and get over 274. Right now it's having trouble with that. And on this 3 minute, the volume point of control is right here at 273.84. VXX is rising. I don't know why that's rising with the Spiders rising as well. So the only thing I can think of is that people are loading up on puts. They're using this bounce in the Spiders as an opportunity to load up, possibly. Here's the daily view of the Spiders. Even though we're green here, we're still in a downtrend, as evidenced by this line right here. Okay. Apple's coming off its low. It's basically flat for the day. Selling off. The VIX was right. Next, Netflix is trying to put in a bottom here somewhere. GDS, a thin one. Nah. Fleabay was selling off Dollar Tree. American Airlines. American Airlines is doing a little bit of a pullback here. Anybody take any trades yet or stalking any VXX? We could have done that on that pullback or UVXY. Okay. Sitting on hands is not a bad thing necessarily if we don't see anything that's set up. I took a flyer in the U Pro, made a few shekels, but nothing to write home about. Vern, our Hertz is back up to 1944. I'm probably gonna maybe do a swing over 1975 or so, but I'll wait and make sure it gets up over there. Might need the markets to get a little bit more friendly. Well, better coffee money than negative money. Where you know, yeah, that's probably true. Valerie, light. Problem is, I don't like. Again, I think we mentioned this yesterday. I don't like bottom fishing. Um, no matter how good or bad it is, because the wind is not at your back. They say a rising tide floats all ships. In fact, for me, it covers up a lot of mistakes of entries, exits, and management, the whole 9 yards. So that's the reason I try to stay with the direction, the trend. Well, my Hilton is not working. Spiders coming back. Look at this market just whipsaw, and the VXX and UVXY are just. I'd be careful out here. Let's go to a 5 minute chart now. Trying to do a breakout on the spiders. My U Pro spiked up, and then we started to pull back here. Wait for the decent breakout. You'll have time. I am stalking this AAL. Home Depot is out of the question for me. One you may want to look at is CREE, CREE. More of a swing than a day trade, probably. Looks like it probably wants to go up to the 46 level or so. bought some Cree December 40s. Calls, that is. The Cree trade is a swing trade, by the way. AAL pulled back to this 36.75 area. Kind of doing trying to do an intraday J hook. The market's not helping American Airlines. Let's look. Let me just quickly stop at AAL and show you. See this right over here? It's really kind of pulling back. It's a rounded bottom breakout. Wannabe. Yeah, it is a rounded bottom breakout. And look at it. Best Buy. Well, what time frame are you looking at there, Valerie? You look at a 3 or 5 minute? I think that's probably what you had. All right. It gapped down. You've got overhead resistance. It looks like there are a lot of sellers here around 67. I really don't like the daily. And again, I start with the daily, and we're going to cover this on Thursday. But I start by looking at, I want a decent daily if I'm going to go long. And, you know, the business about wind at your back. And I know I'm a broken record there, but I've had, I mean, what kind of success do you have doing counter trend trades like that? If you do well at it, great. Keep up at it, and maybe you can teach us how. But I've never been able to be very truly successful at that. Let me go look at the ladder. It seems to be running into sellers just below the $67 level. And let me see where they've got any. Right now it's down way too far away from that for me to see. Right. Well, if I could make a strong suggestion is start with a decent daily chart first. Got ones that at least are not in downtrends and that are not up too far and not up against resistance. It'd be ideal to get something like even like this, something here for American Airlines where it's breaking out a little. Cree, where we had a breakout, we've had high short interest, and I'm looking for this to go back up into, say, the 45 or so level. Even something like Xilinx, you might even, if you were day trading, but O'Reilly is a breakout. What else was on? What was on that? Advanced Auto Parts. See, if you wanted to, now this may be a little bit too expensive, but this whole idea here of it gapped up, you may want to try to go back up here to the 185. See, we're getting, okay, let me go to one over the world. Now, some of these are going to be too cheap or too expensive. Beazer Homes, $10. That works. Broken downtrend. That works for me. Did a consolidation and a breakout. Then you notice it only moved about 45 cents, but that's not bad on a $10 stock. Superior. iBroker gapped up. I think it's being bought out, or something's going on. Some of these are just, there's Advanced Auto Parts. Boyle? Nope. No. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. Okay. It's just that you get things going in your favor. The markets are pulling back here. American Airlines just you, and even the VXX is just flip flopping all over the place. All right, let's look at the Qs here. Apple's not doing well at all. Tried to do a bit of a recovery today. Couldn't hold it. Let's go to a 5-minute chart on those. I'm going to stay at a 3-minute here for these two right here. Yes, these conditions are more than just a little extreme. They're very extreme. I didn't cover the VIX. I should have done that this morning. The VIX is over 20, and we got to break out of VXX again. And when I look at the 5-minute chart of the VXX, you're basically, since the pre-market, we're basically right in the T-line. But we've had some pretty major pullbacks, but the markets are extremely weak right now for whatever reason. Vodafone finally got back over 20. Valerie, if you're, are you going to be here on Thursday at 2 p.m.? Will you be able to attend the members e-learning? Good. So you'll be able to ask questions live. Range Resources, RRC, looks like it wants 1860 or so. It's already at 1811. Microchips going again? Nah. Cabot Oil and Gas is breaking out above 26. Johnson Controls sold part of their business today for cash. Looks like it wants to go to 36 and a half. Looking at Capital and Gas December. What the heck? What is that? December 25s. Way to go, Art. Nice trade. Go, Cree, go. American Airlines is going. Could probably be bought here. S&P, rally time. 10:09, time for a 10 o'clock reversal. Well, you have the. We've been getting lots of volatility intraday, and even every 5 minutes or 10 minutes we're getting whipsaws. So I've been when we get this kind of volatility, I reduce the number of shares and I take profits quicker. Meaning I don't look for it to get extended numbers. Where if I normally would look for a 150 $200 profit on the trade, I'll take half of that. I'll take 75 to 100, and then just little by little. trying to find out where my, oh, there's my visor down below. Keep an eye on Unum, over 38 and a quarter. More like a swing trade. Looks like it's trying to possibly do a J hook. That's Uniform November Mike. Crease back up at the high of the day. See how we're just flip-flopping on this 5-minute chart on VXX and UPRO and UVXY. They're all doing the same. These are both riding the T-line up. They give up quite a bit of, each candle has quite a bit of movement in it. Dust. Well, I had been stalking Nugget for quite some time, and Dust or JDST both look pretty good. JD Dust is a little expensive. Yeah. Now the next level of resistance here is 48.20, but in fact I don't use. Joan, that's a good call. What I would do is I would use that instrument to trade, but watch how JDX works, because that's really what it's based off of. That's the underlying instrument. Yeah, Vern, it is chop. Well, no, Vern. I don't think it's chop. Chop would mean that we wouldn't be, we're grinding higher, but we do a spurt and a pullback, spurt and a pullback. The chop to me, and I could be wrong, but it's my definition of chop if you ask me what chop was. Let me change the color here. Chop to me would be where it does one of these things and it oscillates around a price but doesn't go anywhere. Whereas what we're doing is high volatility moves but still going up. It may be a fine point. You could trade it, but you're going to have to give it a wide range, and that's the problem. Neither one of those I could trade. Looks like the Qs are trying to rally a fraction. Did they get back up to the highs of the day? Don't know. Well, good morning, sir. How are you? Um, yes, let me close the door of the car for inside sleeping. I see all three. You're safe. But have a great day. Bye bye. Okay, guys. Here we go. All right, everybody, sit down. We got the like a rawhide. I can have a rawhide. Now sit down, buddy. Go sit down, buddy. Go sit down. Good boy. Yeah, you're gonna get your rawhide. Don't worry about it. See? Take it. Elo. Stitcheroo. And Vern, when I say that, it doesn't mean that I'm right. It's just that that's the way I view it. My Cree can't get over 43. Uh, the VIX is still, it came back to the T line. Looks like it wants to try to grind higher again, maybe. UPRO's in, UPRO here is in chop. It's in Never Never Land. The Qs are trying to go a bit higher. I'm out here looking for stuff. Looking for love at all the wrong places. All right, you have a private message, Cat. The Nasdaq and the Russell are both. The Dow is down negative 83. Wow. I'm almost guaranteed that that's probably Home Depot and Apple. Yep, Home Depot is down now. And Apple. Yeah. With having only 30 stocks, it goes in both directions. Here go the markets again. Kaboom. And it hit that T line, the VXX and the UVXY, and then they just took off again. Wow. Well, let me show you one thing. All right, let's go to the VXX. Let's go to a 3-minute chart. All right. Um, Let me get rid of that. Get rid of. Okay, and that one's probably the 100. All right. So here we are with a 5-minute VXX. Notice how we're just kind of grinding higher. Instead of trying to play 2, 3, 400, 500 shares of this puppy and scalping pennies, would we not be better off to buy the dip here with 100 shares and then try to let it ride? Now, easier said than done, but if we look at, say, the daily charts, here are the spiders, and that's really what I'm looking at, SPX. Those look lower. If we think that looks lower, why don't we buy 100 shares of this stuff and let her ride on the swing? Now, did I do this? No. But it's kind of hit me that instead of trying to trade it on that, or turn around on a 15-minute chart. If we think that it's going to go lower, that's not what the charts are saying. There's the UVXY, VXX. Right. Well, then, if you do that, then stay with it. Now, but with the options, do you not try to day trade? You try to trend trade it? Do you do it? You don't do intraday trading on it, or what is it that you normally do? What is it there, Mother Dear? Yes. Bell tone? Yep. Okay. Okay. 1 o'clock, 7 December. Okay, 1 p.m. Good. I will. Okay, bye. Right. Okay, and that kind of goes along with what I was saying here. That you're trying to pick up the trend and stay with it, and ignore the kind of the intraday kind of stuff. And um, right. UVXY just hit the high of the day. Yeah, 2020 hindsight on that one, Valerie. But yes, I hear you. Oh, um, I would be loath to try to hold over the weekends the way we've been doing too. Q's trying to bounce at a possible double bottom area. All right, let's look at the markets real quick. These are spiders. I think we're going down to 270. Q's kind of hard to see there. Let me get rid of all this. We lose 166. We go to 163 probably. IWM. We lose this 151 level. We go to 147. So I'd be very leery of longs. Very selective if at all. Reduce your size. Got to have its own special case. But It's 270. Can we bottom there? I don't know. Well, good thing I sold the Lily yesterday. She's coming hard off the top. Just one to look at. If you're looking for a swing, keep your eye on TripAdvisor. Ought to be on your watch list. Let me look at a couple of others here. One that could be on the watch list in a few days would be Cost. Let me see. Maybe Progressive. Starbucks if it can pull back. Don't know about Twitter. Yeah. There was a couple. Hey, Stalker. Nice to see you here. Thank you very much for stopping in. How's it going? You like these wild markets? Oh no. Well, we hope you feel better and get well soon and heal, but you're going to go through a long and arduous rehabilitation, I'm sure. Right. Well, market's trying to go back into rally mode again. this could just be a reversion to the mean rally, folks. You can see how these moving averages are pointing downwards. Really, unless we could get over 273 half or whatever, that just gets us back to even. Um, we got to break over 274. I mean, let's face it. Qs are basically the same. They don't have necessarily as far to go, but they got to get over 167.75. Apple's actually 43 cents into the green, but good lord. Um, it's had a heck of a sell off since the earnings announcement. Buy on the rumor, sell on the news again. Apple this time of year on earnings usually does not do that well. Okay, we're back to the T line on the VIX and the UVXY. Not sure if you want to you want to play either one of those. And still in a downtrend here for UPRO. It would be a bit of an aggressive trade here for the VXX, but at least you would have a really tight stop, and it would be going with the direction of the trend. But VXX doesn't move a lot of pennies. You have to buy a number of shares to get a few shekels there. Go, Cree, go. Spiders and Qs are in a rally mode right now. Cree got up to a resistance level, so I sold a call for profit. $10 today in about an hour's time. Actually, the Cree daily looks like it might want to go higher, but we'll see. For the weak market, I'll take what I can get. Like I said, get $100, put it in the bank, then try to hold out for 200 and get nothing. Good morning, Bob. Bob Rooney. All right, we're getting spiders and Qs in rally, trying to. This VXX is starting to look like it wants to roll over a little bit. How's our American Airlines doing here? The daily looks okay. And with a fairly high short interest on the Cree for the float, I think it probably wants to go up to this 45 at some point. But I'll take what I can get intraday. A sell at a resistance level. Netflix sold off a little bit again today. I think the downside maybe almost over with Netflix. Hertz is setting up for a nice swing trade if anybody's interested in that. It had something like 50% of the float short. It's got to get over this level here. You may want to let it get over 20 or so and it goes to 22. That would be a 10%, but if you played options on it. I normally do. You talk about as we go along, yes. A lot of times I'm just verbalizing it, but I can post it. When you mean post, do you talk about on the website or here inside the room? What would you guys like? I mean, I can do both. I do kind of what you do. Put it in the announcements tab. Yeah, I could probably do that. Sometimes it might be a little bit late, but I'll put that in there. That way, when people pop in and out, they can always go see. Okay. Well, I did a option trade on Cree. It could have been a day trade. I did UPRO. Let me post them up again. Let me go back and find them. We're looking at coming up on 11 o'clock. We're going to get into my lunchtime where I don't make any new. I don't take any new positions after about 11, and I try to be totally done by 11:15 to 11:30. My mother's having trouble with her laptop, and she wants me to help her. So I told her to come around 11:15 to 11:30. She's always early, but when she comes, I'll probably have to drop off. I hope you understand. It'll be one of those where we probably don't want to be doing anything. Looks like we're getting into kind of neutral ground at the moment. All right, let me go back. Stop pontificating. Let's look what we did with UPRO. Those are the only two that I've done today there, Stalker. I was looking at Cabot Oil and Gas, but I'm trying to do a swing trade on that puppy. It's over 26.20 by Stochastics RSI. Going higher. I'm waiting for it to pull back though. Yesterday, well, just to give you an idea of what we did yesterday, I did a short trade using options on Netflix. I think Netflix is trying to bottom here, but we never know. It's still in a downtrend. We did some spiders. We did some UPRO scalp. We did VXX, and I did a UVXY for a bit. So those are kind of things that we were looking at. I took profits in Lilly, which I had a swing. Sold a bit early, but it's down well below where I sold it. I bought it down here and sold it when it got up to the resistance level, just under 114. So we do a little bit of both. I just look at short-term trading, not the swing trading that Rick does, shorter than that when I swing them, and then day trades that he definitely doesn't do. But whatever the markets will give us, we try to go with it. Well, Bob, funny that you should ask that. We also have a Um, members e-learning on Thursday at 2 p.m. That's exactly what I'm going to go over. Give me a second and I'll be right back, and I'll post up what some of the topics are going to be. Buddy, I got to take a wee wee. Like that. Stay there. Stay there. Yes, 2 p.m. Eastern. They're going to send out an email to all members of Top Gun Trading with an announcement. Let me pull up the idea of. Hmm. Nope, it's not there. All right. Oh, I think I know where I put it. Hold on. Yes, Fred, it will be recorded. No, Dave, I cannot do that. I don't. I don't. First of all, I don't have an entire list, and that's just um, with a day trading. That's probably you wouldn't necessarily want me to do that um, because it would be late. All right, that's what we're going to look at. I'm going to go over my chart setups, and I'm going to talk about my ideas of how I scan for trade ideas, and then share some of the scans that I've got out there for both. The only ones that I've got for TC2000 and for Thinkorswim. Again, obviously, I prefer TC2000. I talk about my pre-market routine and how I mark up charts with swing levels. That'll be, the big picture macro levels plus the individual stocks. And we're those here. The markets are moving. We're getting lots of the NAS 100 is moving pretty fast. Talk about evaluating entries and targets and trade management, focusing on risk. All right. Well, it's going to be fun. I mean, we learn something every time. At 2 p.m. Eastern. Any times that I normally mention are probably going to be on Eastern time, unless I say otherwise. Okay, we're 11 o'clock. ourselves in a bit of a rally mode here. Pandora. Might want to keep an eye on GoGo over 6.5. Netflix is trying to put in a bottom around 290. Don't think I could do a counter trend trade though. Microchip is over 71.11 again. Maybe heading back to 74.50. All right, folks, it's approaching 11:15. We're going to call it a morning, and I will keep these stocks up. Let's see, VXX, UPRO, Spiders, Qs, I don't know, IWM. Let's put them on a 15-minute chart here. I'm going to put the Spiders Qs and the IWM on 15-minute charts. Look at the Q go. Ooh, baby. And I'll leave the UPRO and VXX on 5-minute charts. All right. And you see that we're zinging along here. The market's going higher. All right. You guys be safe, be smart, and we'll see you after. Why did you choose option trade on Cree? Primarily because I was going to trying to leverage it to only get a few pennies. And initially I was thinking about the possibility of swing trading it, and then I thought better of it. Just decided to take the money. So I did change horses in midstream, which is not good. Let's see. All right, let's go here to Cree. That was good. A good question. Let's see if Cree comes up here. And I said, 45 to 40 this, and when I sold, the markets were not, the Qs weren't rallying like they are now, and it was actually bucking the trend. And I figured, that we may not on a 5-minute chart. 15-minute chart. Yeah, 15-minute chart. We got up to here, and we may not get over that 43.5 level. It looks like we got to 44. And on the hourly chart, 43.50 still looks okay, and it'll probably top out. That was the rationale. Initially, I was thinking about swinging it, and I thought better of it. Well, different of it. We'll see if it's better or worse. I looked at the balance of power here. It's just kind of weak. It does. It's going to probably do a 45-degree runner. It'll be a grind. I don't want to do that. All right, you guys take care.